Real Life Nation, what is up? I'm Pastor Robby, and we're back. I'm so excited to be starting another school year with you. You may not know this about me, but I have a twin brother. We look exactly alike. Go ahead and check out this picture. I know we don't really look alike at all, but we really are fraternal twins. My brother Ryan is 8 minutes older than me. When we were in 4th grade, there was something very unfortunate that happened to my brother. We were in class, and my teacher posed this question: who here still believes in Santa Claus? My brother was the only kid in class to raise his hand. Can you imagine that? So then she twisted the knife. The teacher said, "Of course you should all know by now that there's no such thing as Santa." And my brother's world was just shattered. I mean, he had been crushed. The thing that he believed in Santa for 9 years of his life. In just one quick moment, it all changed. Everything went away. As you can imagine, after that point, my brother no longer believed in Santa Claus. And that word believe is something that I've been thinking a lot about lately. This summer, I've been praying a lot for real life for all of you, asking God to give me some direction, because I really do want to lead you in the best way God sees fit. And I want you to thrive. I want to see you come to know Jesus and experience the amazing life that he has for you. So I've been going on prayer runs early in the morning, listening to nothing, not listening to music or podcasts, just me and myself and God, right? Just praying for real life, for you, and asking for God's direction. And now a couple of weeks ago, this word believe popped up in my mind. And it popped up in my mind in the form of a sign. Now, does anybody recognize where this sign is from? Anyone? Any guesses? That's right. I think you got it. Ted Lasso, right? The show Ted Lasso, such a good show. But don't worry, if you haven't seen Ted Lasso before, it doesn't matter. I'm not really going to be referencing anything in that show. That's just the picture that popped into my head when this word believe, when God was showing me this word believe. That word believe is so powerful, right? It's deep. It's what our beliefs. What we believe in is what motivates us. It what moves us. It builds us up inside it. Belief is what gets our hopes up. It's what motivates us. And oftentimes it's what gets us out of bed in the morning. And as I've been thinking about this word believe, I've realized something. We all have the potential to have our beliefs shaken or shattered. Sometimes it's in a moment, like my brother with Santa Claus, and sometimes our beliefs just break down over time. They chip away and slowly, and before we realize it, what we used to believe, we don't really believe anymore. Now, there's a story in the book of Mark in the New Testament, the Bible, and it's about this man who has a son who's possessed by a demon. Scary stuff, right? I mean, not something you hear about every day. But we read about Jesus in the Bible, and we see that there are many stories throughout the New Testament where he has the power to heal people from demon possession. He's also given this power over to his followers, called his disciples as well. And now this guy with the demon-possessed son, he hears about this power that Jesus and his disciples have. And so he decides to bring his son to get healed. He brings his son to the disciples, and they can't do it. They try and they fail. They can't get rid of the demon. They can't heal this guy's son. What this dad had hoped for, it just didn't end up working out. And I'm sure this dad's belief, the thing that he believed in, was just crushed. And then Jesus comes on the scene, and let's read what happens next. In Mark 9, verse 20, it says, "They brought the boy, but when the evil spirit saw Jesus, it threw the child into a violent convulsion, and he fell down to the ground, writhing and foaming at the mouth." "How long has this been happening?" Jesus asked the boy's father. He replied, since he was a little boy. The spirit often throws him into the fire or into the water, trying to kill him. Then check out what this guy says to Jesus. He says, "Have mercy on us and help us if you can." Now, I want to stop there for a minute, right? I can hear so much pain in this father's statement. Jesus, this has been something that I've been going through, that we've been going through for so many years now, since my kid was a little boy. I've tried everything, and I am losing hope. I don't know if I can believe anything anymore about any hope for my son being healed of what's going on with him. And I want to know if you've been in a similar place. Not that you've had a demon-possessed, child in your life, but where are you, or where have you been in your life? If you're a Christian, has life been slowly chipping away at what you believe in about Jesus, about his power in your life, about his love for you? If you're not a Christian, has life just been tough? And you don't even know, based off of what you've gone through and what you've experienced, if Jesus can help you out in your situation? See, many of us are in the same place as this dad in the story. We want God to help. We want God in our lives. We just don't know if we believe that he's going to make a difference. Well, let's see if the story can give us any hope, all right? So the dad says, "Have mercy on us and help us if you can." And then we read this. "What do you mean, if I can?" Jesus asked. "Anything is possible if a person believes." The father instantly cried out, I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. So after that, Jesus heals the demon that's in this boy, heals this boy, and this story just really hits me. How many of us can make the same statement as this dad? I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. See, some of you may claim to know Jesus. You believe that a life lived for Jesus is the best possible life you can possibly live. You believe that God has a plan or a purpose for your life. You believe in the power of God. You believe that God answers your prayers. You believe that God will work through you to do amazing things in this world. See, you may believe those things, but maybe your beliefs have been shaken or shattered like in this passage. See, has living for Jesus not really worked out for you? Has questions popped up in your mind about God's purpose or plan for your life? Have you prayed for something and you feel like God just hasn't answered your prayers? Has something happened in your life that was just really tough for you to go through and just shaken your beliefs? Have you lost faith in God that he's going to do great things in and through your life? If I'm honest, I'll tell you that my beliefs, they get shaken from time to time. Sure, I believe that all those things that I mentioned, I believe that God has a plan for my life. I believe he answers prayers, but I need help overcoming my unbelief. Because it is tough sometimes. Life is tough sometimes. Things don't always go the way we want them to. When I was in your place, when I was in high school, my dad got cancer. I know that that was a really tough thing that I could remember going through in my life. I know that I didn't make my varsity soccer team. That was something that I really wanted that just didn't pan out. I had pretty bad acne. That's something that I prayed so often about that I felt like God was just answering no to that prayer. I got a pretty serious head injury where I could have really done some brain damage. I had no idea what I wanted to do in my life. I was in a horrible dating relationship. I had so many things that I had overcome in my high school years, just like you've probably had to overcome as well. I know a lot of you are in the same boat because over my time leading Real Life, I've had conversations with students where they tell me about their struggle with body image. I've had students tell me about addictions to pornography. I've had students tell me that they had sex at a really young age and they really have shame and regret over it. I've visited students in the hospital after, potentially trying to commit suicide. See, we all have moments or experiences that happen in life that really chip away at what we believe. So we could get sidetracked or we could get run down, we get overwhelmed, hurt, jaded. So many things happen in our life that just knock us off course. And what I want to do this year at Real Life is I want to revive for us this word, believe. I think we can get so weighed down that instead of believing God can do great things in and through our lives, we just think just like the dad in this story, God, if you can. Real Life Nation, I want to change that this year. I want you to have passion and expectation this year for what God is going to do in your life and through your life for others. I want us to step out in faith because we truly believe that God is with us and he's never going to leave us. I want us to start really doing seemingly crazy things because God is asking us to take steps of faith that don't look normal to other people, but we're doing it because we believe what God is asking us to do. So if I could sum up what I want this year at Real Life to be in one sentence, here's the direction that I want to keep pointing back to all year long. I want you to truly believe God can and will do great things in and through your life. That's going to be my continual prayer for you this year. I want you to believe that as you seek God and try to live for him, he's going to bring you and fill you with peace and joy. He's going to help you live out the purpose and plan that he has for you. I also want you to believe that God is going to do great things through you, that it's not just about you, but it's about using your gifts, that God's going to use your gifts and talents and abilities to help those around you. So let me rephrase this for a second so that we can claim it, so that you can claim this for your life. Here's what I want you to believe. I truly believe God can and will do great things in and through my life. Repeat that with me, all right? I know you might be at home on your computer, on your phone somewhere. Repeat this for me, whether it's silently or really loud, all right? Here it is. Repeat after me. I truly believe. Let me hear you. Okay. I truly believe God can and will do great things in and through my life. All right. Hopefully you did that with me. Hopefully you claim that for your life. And I know that some of you have gone through so many tough experiences in your life. And I know that there are areas where unbelief seems greater than your belief. But can you do this for me, right? Or actually, can you do this for yourself? Try to bring your life to Jesus. Like the dad in this passage brought his challenges, his difficulties, his son to Jesus. Try bringing him whatever is big or sad or scary or infuriating. Try bringing him your challenges or your guilt or your shame and your temptations. Come to Jesus believing what he said. Anything is possible for those who believe. I want us to believe that this year, that God can and will do great things in and through your life. He did it in the story, he did it in the Bible, and he's going to continue to do it for everybody who believes. Let me pray to close. God, I want to personally acknowledge with any students that are confident enough and bold enough to do so that I believe, but help me with my unbelief. I believe that you are God. I believe that you are powerful. I believe that you hear me and answer my prayers. But God, I have my places of unbelief. I have places where I've been hurt. I have places where I've gone through difficult times. I have places where I just struggle with belief. And God, I pray that any student who's going through the same thing can go to that next verse in that passage and hear the words that you have to tell us. Anything is possible for those who believe. I pray that that is something that rings true for everybody listening today. And praise in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, one more thing before I go, right? Below in the comments below, but right before that, you're going to see a link to what we're calling the Daily Dose of Awesome. These are follow-up readings based off of what you heard today, and it's a way that we're challenging our students to take just an extra step in their faith journey all throughout the week. It's got daily readings that you can do to follow along with, and so click on it, join your friends at Real Life and growing in your faith, and I hope to see you again soon.